Kenny the Jet Smith of TNT joining us now. Kenny, it's great to see you. Great to talk to you. First things first, the news that Timmy just read about the game being postponed tomorrow night. Are you surprised that happened? What's your initial take?
You know what? We were supposed to cover the game. Myself, Shaq, Charles, the TNT crew just landed. So I'm hearing it from you. And I was so shocked that there was going to be a game. I was like, man, how are they going to do this? I mean, if it was Lakers, Portland, Lakers, Denver, maybe. But Lakers, Clippers, it's only L.A. So the whole city is in mourning right now. So I didn't understand how that could happen. So honestly, I'm actually happy to hear that it's not going to happen.
Where were you when you heard the news, Kenny?
Well, I was with my dad. We were walking on the beach in Santa Monica, and my daughter called me and was like, hey, did you hear? And when she broke the news to me, I just screamed, no. And so everyone around me was like, what is he doing? And it just was horrific. No, actually, it was tragic. And then after I thought about it, what could the possibilities been? As we see, it became horrific with the daughter and her friends and the team and all of those kind of things. For me, it kind of hit a little bit differently as well, guys, because the Mamba Center is where my AAU teams practice. So I'm in that gym, 10, 11 times in a month. That's where we practice. We see his teams there. We see him. Our team see him. That's our facility that we work out. The hill that he crashed in is where my sons and even my daughters at time, we go work out. It's a trail that you run up. You run up the trail, and that's the hill he crashed into. So the path that he was taking is so every day for us. Like, we're going to be there tomorrow. Like, it's the same path we have to take. And I looked at it from a parent point of view, guys, where he was basically being a soccer dad.
Yeah.
His form of transportation was the helicopter. Ours is the minivan. So we all pile in, and we go to the Mamba Center, and we like, hey, I got 3 kids in the neighborhood. We all live in the same block, and we pile in, and we go to the game every morning or every Saturday and Sunday to the Mamba Center. So it was like he died on a trail that I take every day now, every weekend. Yeah. It was surreal for me.
I think that's why it hits so hard with many people, because they sharing sports with our children, for those of us who love sports, is something that for me, when I heard the news, I was actually taking my son out to play basketball when I heard the news. And the feeling was very similar. It was like, all of us do that. It's so special for all of us. And I think that's why it hit home to so many of us, because sharing sports with our kids, no matter what sport you love, is something to be cherished.
And you don't do it because you think your son is going to be in the NBA.
Yeah.
You don't think he's going to get a college scholarship. You're like, this is a way I could spend time with my son.
Yeah, my daughter.
You know what I mean? There's no other way around it. This is the way I could do it. And I just think that it's or your daughter. I think this is just the way that we do things. My daughter plays tennis. The other day I'm at the tennis facility, hitting balls with her, not because I think she's the next Serena. I think because this is a way that her and I could bond, yeah. And I'm not going to put that responsibility on someone else. I'm going to put it on me to create that bond with her. And then if she gets good enough where we do need someone, then we could figure that out.
Kenny the Jet Smith here on Tim and Sid. 2 things, Kenny, quickly. One, just a follow from Adrian Wojnarowski. This is for you as well, Timmy, about the postponement tomorrow. According to Woj, discussions among the league, the Lakers, and the Clippers have played out over the past several hours, ultimately with no objection from the Clippers to honor the Lakers' request of postponing Tuesday's game in the aftermath of what happened. Sources are telling Woj. So just a bit more information there for you, Kenny. Again, the TNT crew, we're preparing to cover that Clippers-Lakers tomorrow night.
It'll be on Sportsnet.
And it's going to be on Sportsnet. It was scheduled to be on Sportsnet 1. It won't be. Secondly, Mamba Memories, Kenny, hashtag Mamba Memories. Tim McAuliffe threw it out not that long ago on the show, is now the number 4 trend in Canada. There is deep, deep, deep sadness today. But there was also the conversation of let's smile because it happened.
Yeah.
Your Mamba memory Your best Mamba memory is what?
I have several. Honestly, being living in Los Angeles, the first basketball camp my son ever went to was Kobe's. Like that's the first overnight camp I sent it to was Kobe Bryant's basketball camp. Other than mine. So that sticks out. And he's playing right now at the University of North Carolina. But that's the first memory. But the biggest memory was Hurricane Katrina here in the States. That was years ago, but it was devastating. And I said to the president of Turner at the time, I said, hey, I want to do a benefit game. And I raised about $6 million for goods and services and cash for the people of the victims. But the game came about when he asked me, he said, well, who do you have to play? And I said, man, give me an hour. And I'm sitting in there and I'm like, who can I call? And I said, I'm going to call Kobe first. Because if I get Kobe, I'll get every other player in the league. Right? Yeah. So I called Rob Pelinka, who was his agent at the time, who's now the general manager there. And I said, Rob, I want to he said, let me put you with Kobe. Let's put him on a three-way. So we get on a three-way, and I'm explaining, and he stopped me, and he's like, oh, I'm in. No, I'm in, okay. Yeah, like, you need me to do some, like, media, too, or whatever? I said, Kobe, I will, but hold on. Let me let everyone know you're playing. So I called Kobe, and then the next person I called was Kevin Garnett. And Kevin goes, oh, who do you have? Oh, you got Kobe? Oh, I'm playing. And then it went on and on and on. I got 26 players to come to Houston to play in a benefit game that raised $6 million in 4 days based on Kobe Bryant saying yes.
Man. The other thing I noticed was I think you posted it onto Instagram, but your son just yelling out his name and Kobe doing what he do to so many others.
Right.
And just smiling.
That's it. And, lit his face up. Yeah. And it was just, those are the moments that get lost of being an icon. But really, for me, my memories are now more like him as a dad, which is weird because I was watching him transition, from everything being about Kobe, because he's the player. He's the MVP of the finals. He's the greatest scorer, this, that, the third. And then all of a sudden, it became about his family and his daughters and his wife. Because you think about it, Gigi's, in the tragic incident that happened with her, we had seen her face before. It wasn't like, oh, wow, his daughter, and here's the picture of her. No, he had made it a point to make his daughters and his wife the forefront of, at least externally to us, as the forefront. And so that's a transition that most of us, make, is like into family, man, because we understand how consuming and selfish at times being the professional athlete could be. So for me, I just was watching that transition and going, wow, man, this guy's kind of handling this. I never said it outwardly until now, after the tragedy. But I was like, man, this guy's kind of transitioning pretty well into, retirement.
He took the same sort of mentality that he took to the game to his family.
Yes, he did.
It's amazing.
Kenny, could I add to that what you just said?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Because that was poignant. Because no one's. We're not saying Kobe Bryant's a perfect person.
No, he was flawed like his.
But we're saying his greatness. He put us like on alert. Like, can you be this great in my greatness? The great things he would, like players who are great. They go, I don't know if I'd sacrifice the way he does to be as great as he is. Great players have said that. Like, I want to be great, but I don't want to do it at the extreme measures that he does. And things he would do. And then he was challenging us as a dad and go, all right, not only am I going to be there for my daughter, I'm going to be her coach. I'm going to challenge you. He's like taking it to Mamba mentality. Yeah. Like his greatness, he takes to Mamba mentality. And that's what we were seeing.
Kenny, your perspective was needed today. It wouldn't have felt right without having you on. We really appreciate it. I don't know what your schedule is going to look like tomorrow. Again, this news just breaking, but we really appreciate you coming on. Thanks, man.
Oh, man, appreciate you, brother. All right.
There is Kenny the Jet Smith.